to Halieus Media. Good Friday to you. It is January 10th, 2020, and I had no intention of putting anything up today. I've got stuff for our other channel that's just not getting finished, but I ran across something on Twitter today that just shocked me. The person sitting on the throne of Peter had visitors recently in the papal audience hall, and well, just take a look. Appalling. So this is the backdrop in the papal audience hall, and I mistakenly said that the person sitting down there, the tiny little image in the front, was sitting on the throne of St. Peter. He's not. He's sitting on a chair of sorts in front of this monstrosity that we covered in our coverage of the Pachamama back in October of 2019. We talked about what this backdrop purports to be and what everybody clearly sees when they look at it in that episode, and I'll leave you an iCard and probably an end screen so you can go watch that coverage. And this is a long view of the papal audience hall. It is not in St. Peter's Basilica, which is this image, and we use this image to show you the actual St. Peter's sanctuary in our series, that how does the church stack up in 2020, and I'll also leave you links in the show notes for all those episodes. I pulled out a handful of comments, and Valerie Ricketts had this to say: as a convert, I have to ask, is this circus performance stuff typical for popes? I've only been a Catholic since 2013. Well, without going into a very long monologue on church history, the simple answer, Valerie, is no, or at least it shouldn't be. Marie Bradshaw had this to say: I want nothing to do with this pope. I can't stomach looking at him knowing the evil he perpetrates. Procinto makes this observation: how can anyone still doubt that Vatican II's sect is not the Catholic Church? After decades of changed sacraments, changed Mass, changed theology, also the immodesty of dress here is sinful in and of itself. But they don't really believe in hell, so what is sin to them? It's an excellent question, and I'll address it in a minute. Moving along, B.L. Birch had this observation: when I visited the Vatican in 2006, women were not allowed to wear sleeveless shirts. And finally, Damien had this to say: in another 100 years, the church will be unrecognizable if there is not a major correction in the near future. And while I can't disagree with that observation, I can say, friend, the church is unrecognizable now. We're already there. And I want to just address the previous point about the Vatican not really believing in hell anyway. That's an interesting observation, and I kind of agree with that. If they believed in the consequences for their actions as outlined in Scripture, none of this would be happening. And much of what we have seen in church history would not have happened. But history is made up of individuals, one person, one person, one person, one family, one state, one nation, all the way to the church universal. And when I say church universal, I mean all believers, no matter what brand they brand themselves. They're all still accountable for what's in Scripture, for knowing it, for being obedient, and for defending it when it's being attacked. All right, such a fun way to start our weekend. To all of my Jewish friends and my Messianic Christian friends, Shabbat Shalom. To everybody else, I wish you a wonderful weekend. I hope you are in good health and well. Take care until I see you again.